Hello, 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 and welcome to another live stream by Virtual Flight Diaries. And we are here with the Fenix A320 in a awesome livery by Whiskey Throttle. I got this off of Flight Sim TO. It's a nice weathered old bird look, which is pretty cool. I'll fade it. So, all right, we're here in San Antonio, and we're going to fly up to Denver. We're on the network, and there doesn't appear to be any ATC, but I'm hoping that maybe Denver will come on, or somebody will be coming on this afternoon. It's usually how it happens. But we got the Winwing pack, or Ursa Minor 32 metal throttle and pack. So this is a temporary setup. It's kind of high. I want to make it lower, maybe a little neater. But it's pretty big. So, but it's got a little it's cool. I got it running through the Sim App Pro. So the keybinds, or I used the Sim App Pro profile, and it plugged and played right into the sim. That was an ordeal to figure out. Not very intuitive, but I'm actually going to make a step-by-step tutorial on how to get this thing working in the sim so that other people don't make the same mistakes that I did and spend 4 hours getting it to work. But that being said, it's beefy. This is all metal. This is a heavy plastic. Uh, the base is all metal. This is this is pretty beefy. Or the spoiler level is pretty beefy. The flap levers is a beefy plastic. Uh, there's a couple things that are a little on the cheaper side. I feel these are a little loose, and they feel like they could break. Um, and the start mode switch is kind of small. I don't know if I don't know if my views can see it. That's another thing, trying to get the camera to fit this all in. And the parking brake feels a little on the cheap side, but this whole setup, and it's crazy good in some aspects. I watched a video with a A320 pilot who said that a lot of the aspects of this setup feel exactly the same as the real A320, especially the flap, how the flap lever operates, and how the reversers operate. For one, you need to lift the gates, of course, to go past idle. But if you go forward, once you go past a certain point, you can't lift the gates, and apparently that is a A320 thing. So you can't lift the gates until you're actually in idle, and it models uh, idle reverse all the way up through full. So the whole range actually works in the sim, which is wild. It is a controller, so you can actually map the axes and switches on this thing as like any other controller. But for things like the Phoenix and other compatible aircraft, you don't have to keybind anything. You can just run it through the sim app. They have a keybind profiles. But that being said, everything works, and it's pretty cool. So, including the rudder trim works. The indicator actually indicates the degrees to the left and right, and the reset button is pretty hefty. You can't just accidentally reset it. So, all right. Well, that being said, let's get on board. Let's get this thing fired up, and let's get out of here, guys. Alrighty. All right, so we're on ground power. I don't know why all of a sudden come on, catch up. Yeah, all of a sudden the frames are just went to crap. Man, come on. That's nice. So that's a memory leak. That's not going to fix itself. Hey, Holden, how's it going? Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Yeah, I did do the update. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I did do the update. And I just did a test load in like 20 minutes before the stream, and I was doing really good. Uh, Sorry about this, guys, but I can't do the stream at 20 frames per second frame gen. Let's see if a restart works. Yeah, I never had to turn my cabin off. I think it's just a glitch. I'll try. I never had to do that. I mean, I probably would work fine if I do a complete restart of my sim, which I really did want to do. Because that's getting kind of old for the stream to watch you to have to watch you guys watch me reset my sim. Cabin. Let's try it. That's so frustrating. It really is. All right. Yeah. Unbelievable. No, that's not going to work because I have a baseline setting and it's not even achieving that. All right, I really do apologize, guys. Hold on, coming back. Yeah, see, it completely glitched out because it might be something with Steam because it won't actually unload the program. So I have to reset Steam. All right, Holden. Yeah, thanks, Holden. I appreciate that. All right, we're back in. Let's hopefully this works. The trials and tribulations of flight simming. So yeah, what I was going to say is that this whole setup with the with both the throttle and the pack, flaps and spoilers and stuff like that was $260 US for the whole thing, and it has the look and feel of something that's probably about three times that. And free shipping with Winwing. But nothing's free, so it's probably worked in the price. I know how that works. When I did wedding photography 1,000 years ago, I had all my fees and stuff like that worked into my price. Free wedding album, yeah. Nah, you already paid for it. All right, we're loaded in. Thank God this loads fast. Yeah, and I updated Sim Update 4 and or well switched back. I got out of the beta and it was working great. I did some test flights with the equipment yesterday and everything was running perfect. I think Steam just glitched on me. That was who knows. There's so many things. It wasn't a failure, so I don't know if I'd be able to tell what happened. I don't know if it logs that. Fingers crossed. No. Why did I do that? That'll screw things up. There we go. All right. Let's do this. Load you in. Let's reconnect to the network. Change. Nope. Fire it up. Let's get out of here. We're now behind. We had to call in maintenance. The Bragantine, I'll come over and do a walk around for you. I appreciate that. Oh, as you can see, everything kind of powers up with the simulator, which I think is pretty cool. And also the lights on the throttle, like with anything else Winwing, are adjusted with the integral lights in the sim. All right. So good. Let's do some flows. We got that. It goes on. Soup supply, ground control, CVR test. Goes the captain. Get you aligning. Make some noise. You stay off. We're not fueled yet. All right, we're still getting a little bit of hit. Maybe it's the airport. I think this is not 24 native. Main balance. Start getting you going. Land fuel 21,000 pounds. Let's get the box set up. That's the thing. I had to move my my MCDU for now off to the side. That's what also making it difficult for the camera to catch everything. We'll initiate the flights. We're not going to do a full box setup. I'm just going to get going here. All right, so that's in. Let's do init request.
Fuel truck is in position. Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
And we are not Delta, but flying Delta Virtual or flying Delta Virtual Airlines. We are United UAL 556. Today's cost index, yeah, 32. I think it's 32. Yep. The winded request. The data is uplinked. Return. Flight plan. We're departing 13 right. Nice easy taxi. Doing the Yoda 2. The Star Wars fixes on this thing.
Fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
See, I think it's pricing. I don't know. That sounds right. We'll insert you. That's good. So one-way track, and then we'll go direct to Sith. The secondary flight plan, I'm just going to copy. I'm not going to program it. Ride nav looks good. Doesn't appear to be any VORs around here. I think it's all RNAV out of San Antonio. All right, init B. Let's do fuel requests. We're putting 21,000 on board. I think 19 is required. Our zero fuel weight is 133.2. Reserve of 3.4. Zero. Taxi. We're planning 16,000 needed for the trip. We're putting 21 on board. It's all good. Yeah, I think the frames will get better as we get away from the airport. I think that's the problem. The SIM update forward has caused a memory leak with this. Although it was a lot better switching out the SIMs. Oh, that's right, guys. Too, I have my Flow. I love this thing. I loved it in 2020. I missed it in 2024. It is back. Weather. The only thing is I got to wait for some of the widgets that I had in 2020 to get updated. But this is a great product, guys. It kills the menu, so you don't have that menu up here, which is such a pain in the ass. But yeah, plus there's a landing rate one. on here, so when I land, you're actually going to see right away how much, what the feet per minute was.
Passengers boarding started.
It has a tendency to be a little on the high side. That's going to be my excuse. So let's see here. Let's get caught up on the chat here. So, do you have the MCU held down on the table, or is it free? If it's free, when you press, does it walk backwards easily? So no, I actually have it double-sided taped. You can see it doesn't move because it's a little top-heavy in this configuration. So if I didn't have it, if I had it just sitting on the table and I'd go up to press the L keys up here, it would just fall back. So I actually put some double-sided tape on the bottom and it temporarily mounted it. Let's back in the cockpit. So did a little walk around. Tires are a little warm, but yeah, you're good. All checked out. Awesome. Good to go. All right, so that's all getting in here. So we're going to leave the. Turn that on, see what happens. All right, I think we're good. So I put the cabin back on. Back up to 70 frames, knock on wood. And same with this thing. I have it, although this little table here is not very very solid. I have it actually on Velcro on top of this table. I had some double-sided, 3M Velcro. So that's how I have this attached for now, until I get my more permanent setup. I want to lower it about maybe 4 inches. I'll bring it down. All right. Still refueling. We're almost done here. Passengers are boarding. Looking good. We're not going to have any passenger announcements. I forgot to set up Cabby. Fuel. We should be done refueling. Yep. All right, passenger signs can come on. Let's fire up the APU. CTAF 119.8. Thank you, sir. Let's plug. Yeah, let's do the radio while we're waiting. 119.8. Get you in there. 22.8 is there. All right. Good. All right, flight plan over to you. Little bit of stuttering. I want to get away from this airport so bad. I think this is an any built scenery. All right, EPU is on. We're not going to do the full 3. We'll do a minute. Cargo's loaded. Fuel's on board. Just waiting for the passengers to load, and then we can do our final setup here. GPU on. 2312. It's good. Yeah, she's old, but she's got the upgraded avionics and winglets. I don't think United had sharklets on their A320s. I thought they only had wing fences. We do have the more modern IAE engines in here, so we're going to force Togo. We're actually going to do a Togo takeoff here, or a rocket out of San Antonio. We're always flexing. We don't do any all right. We don't do any Toga takeoffs. Alright, APU bleed on. The window probe heat's on. What is our outside temperature? 15C. That's nice and comfortable. Winter in Texas. I used to come down here for a gaming convention. Back in the day. 2020 was the last one. It was PAX South. It was at San Antonio. San Antonio is a very beautiful city. The river walk is one of the coolest things. All right, still waiting on the passengers. Got 173, so we're pretty full up. So Lip Rocketeer says, I have the airport. I'm getting a little frame loss. I might try and download it and see if that makes it any better. Yeah, so the thing is I got it through AnyBuild's website, so I actually have it already on the computer. I think it just might be one of those 2020 versus 2024 compatible things. So Holden says Delta needs to purchase the IEs. I don't like the taxi with the CFMs. Yeah, you know. Come on, Delta. Those CFM 56s are mid. That's why Bullet Airlines, our whole fleet's going to be IEs. Reach out to Whiskey Throttle. He's kind of gone radio silent for me. He's been busy, and I'm kind of like a side project to him, so that's why it's taken so long with the Bullet Airlines stuff. All right, boarding is complete. Let us kill. What am I killing? Ground power disconnect. GPU off, chucks are off. That's all closed up. And let's get out of here. San Antonio traffic. United 556. Pushing back from gate B9 for runway 13 right. San Antonio. Actually, I think I'm the... No, there's a couple people on the airport. No. There's a Southwest guy. Cool. All right, so GSX, let's get boarding going. Actually, I think it's integrated. So turn on the beacon light. Doing that, let's do performance check. We'll send you to the McDo. Good, it wasn't too off. 32.2 for the trim. Departure, we're going 13 right. And we're going to force toga. Yes. Any ice will be off. Packs will be on. Not going to do a packs off. Calculate you.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Send you to do. That's in. 3 down.
San Antonio traffic, Southwest 383, pushing back from gate Alpha 15, San Antonio.
Locking gear.
He's over here. Locking gear. So we're going to go nose right, tail left.
Release parking brakes.
Mop up. Yep, goes right, tail left. All right. Parking brakes. It's pretty cool because you got to lift, just like the real one, you got to lift it up over the gate. Push it back here. Let's get turning engine 1. Another thing too, you got to lift these up over the gate, which is pretty cool too. They won't pop out. I have the Xcoder scenery for Denver. Hopefully that doesn't do anything for us. All right. What is that taxiway? Is taxiway Golf?
Set parking brake.
Yeah, taxiway Golf. Set.
Unlocking gear.
Engine 2.
Contact disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Yeah, so the memory leak occurs as soon as I exit the plane. Now we're at half frames. Awesome. Okay, let's get out of this airport. All right, max flaps 1 takeoff. Exit lights on. You flip down. San Antonio United 556 taxiing to runway 13 right via Gulf. San Antonio. All right, park brakes released. Let's get out of here.
San Antonio traffic, Southwest 383, taxiing to runway 13 right via Gulf. Time to go.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. That would have screwed things up. As a descent mode would have activated, and we would have had to fly kind of all jacked up the rest of the way to Denver. I'm not going to go outside. Unfortunately, I'm not going to go outside while we're at this airport, because when I do the external views, my frames just go to crap. So, sorry about that, guys. It's big. Hold and save in the stream. Yes, both you guys. I did that before. That whole thing, I left it at 100 instead of putting my initial altitude in there. Yeah, it really does. It goes to descent mode. I mean, you could fly it the rest of the way. It's just you don't have your top of descent calculations and all that. It just, yeah, not a good thing. Oh man, these frames. No, Holden says we all done it. It's not fun. Yes, yes. I mean, you could still fly. Just there's just some elements of Airbus just kind of disappear. Unlike Boeing, if I did that with a Boeing, I could just, put the put the altitude in, and everything would be good. But it's good. So if that happens, everything stays good until you've engaged the autopilot. If you gauge the autopilot with it saying 100 feet, so you have until you engage that autopilot to correct it. All right. Landing lights on. Okay, we're good. Flaps 1, runway 13 right confirmed. San Antonio traffic United 556. Taking off runway 13 right. Departing on the Yoda 2, San Antonio. Let's go. so my my landings have improved with the A320, but I still haven't quite dialed it all in yet. So last night, doing a test with the new controls, I found out that crosswinds are still tricky to me. And I smashed her in there into Atlanta. All right, so spool them up. Ready? Let's go flying. Toga. Mantoga SRS runway auto thrust blue. Did I transmit that? Oh yeah. Climbing out. All right, let's get back on the runway heading. Good. Levers to climb.
San Antonio traffic, Southwest 383, departing runway 13 right on the Yoda to Santa.
Oh, duh. 6607. Not squawka mode C. Sit. Insert U. San Antonio traffic United 556. Climbing through 4,000 direct Sith. Last call, San Antonio. What's up? You're up. All kinds of messed up things I'm doing. It's an off day today. I got all discombobulated with the frame. Yeah, so see, getting better frames once I leave the airport area. I don't know. Maybe with the the update, I should have dumped my shader cache and all that other stuff. All right, we can go to Unicom. Oh, Lip, you know what? I didn't even realize you're flying with me today, aren't you? That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
That is awesome. I salute you, sir. Nah, I love it when you guys fly along. It makes this a lot more fun. Yeah, so I actually have not been doing too much AI ATC lately. The recent updates have made not great. So Beyond ATC just did a recent update, and they crushed their vectors just went to crap. So instead of vectoring me, they said a vector to the runway, to the ILS, and decided to vector me past the airport and then turned midfield and then switched to tower as if I was on the ILS. I'm like, done. VATSIM. VATSIM all the way. After my Middle Eastern stream and with the VATSIM, the interaction is just 100 times better. So the only bad part about VATSIM is days like today where there's no ATC on and very little traffic. But it's the middle of the week on a work day. I still think Denver's going to come on. They usually come on in the afternoon. All right, passing 10,000. Let's do our 10,000 thing. Come off. You can come off. Kill all the lights. You move about the cabin. Ting the crew. That's all looking good. All right. Climb it up. Love this livery that Whiskey Throttle did. I love the mismatched engine cowling. So this bird's ready for the boneyard. Are we planning to stream this weekend? No, actually, Thursday evening is the next stream. And this weekend, I'm actually going away to my parents' shore house with the family for a little Christmas getaway. So I will not be streaming this weekend. Lip says, "What's your cruise level?" I am cruising. We're going up to flight level 320. 320. I think Holden wants to do a group flight. I would love to do a group flight. But you're 400? Well, you know, you're rocking the max. I'm just in a lowly Airbus. All right, passing 18,000 set standards. 1, 2, 3. Passing flight level 183. Now, cross check. Good. So now we got Winwing's got this Airbus set up here. I guess they're waiting to release all their Airbus stuff. I can't wait for the panel, the radio panel. I want that. I don't want the gear handle or anything like that. I got the Bravo, and I really don't have the room. Man, I want that radio panel. But Winwing has got to be doing a Boeing throttle quadrant. They have to be. And that, my friends, is going to be a day one pre-order. So I wish I was off work flying with you guys instead. Maybe Thursday night, Holden. Maybe Thursday night. Which we can hit you up in the evening when we fly together if you would like us to. Yeah. If I'm free. Radio panel and overhead panel. Oh, man, if I had an overhead panel. Oh, I think I think Winwing is coming up with some kind of overhead, or they have, like, or one of them. Maybe, what's the name of that group? Air Korea or something like that? They have an overhead. It's like a mini overhead. Man, if I had an overhead panel, Yeah, I wish you were flying too, Holden. But yeah, so Thursday we're gonna leave out of Philly. I still don't know where we're going yet, but we're doing American Airlines ops in the A321 because I'm loving using this. So it's gonna be Airbus week this week. I really do not believe that PMDG is going to be dropping their 737 this week. I don't think it's happening. It just doesn't feel like their normal release weeks. It started that way. With the streamers. I thought, oh man, this week, right? And they're not posting anything. They kind of went radio silent on the release date. They usually give out a release date when it's imminent. The only thing I got in the forums from PMDG was that they released the NDA because the community was screaming to see the aircraft. Which may have not been the greatest thing. Tola said, I forgot you posted the schedule in the week for Discord. I just checked the time for Thursday. Yeah, I could do 8 p.m. that evening, so I could join you Thursday. Awesome. We're going to be flying out of Philly. My home airport. I don't want to do... So American ops out of Philly is Philly to Charlotte. I want to do Philly to Charlotte. See what the weather's like. Maybe we'll do Philly to Chicago. So Limp Rocketeer says, I went full on dark side. As soon as PMDG drops, I'm going to uninstall 2020. Yes, welcome to the dark side. Other than the little hiccups, but I'll tell you what, everyone complaining, oh, this hiccup, that. Imagine 2020, when 2020 dropped by Sim Update 4, we were still full of bugs. I mean, it's going to take time. I mean, the 2020 didn't really start getting stable until well after Sim Update 5. So you and Limp flew in there Sunday night. Nice. I actually like flying into Chicago. I like the controllers. They're all nice. I flew into Philly. Grab a cheesesteak while you were there. Don't go to Pat's or Gino's. It's overrated. You like Midway? Midway. I don't know. Maybe it's the scenery, because I had the Jizwecki scenery for it, and it just... You put too much ground traffic, so I can't tell if those Southwest airplanes at the gates are all static aircraft or, which one's, live aircraft. So the scenery I have is kind of meh. But I do like the approaches in the Midway. Granted. Really, I like landing in O'Hara. The approaches are all nice and easy into O'Hara. Especially if everybody's landing west. You got the good scenery for that one. Which scenery do you have for Midway? Is it it's the only one I think I bought it in 2020, the Jizwecki scenery. I think that's why I kept using it. And I forget what scenery I have for O'Hara. It's I don't know if it's Field Air. I'm not sure. All right, yeah, because if there's a better scenery, I will certainly grab that one. Because I like a lot of Jizwecki's stuff. He did great work on DCA, which he also updated to 2024 native. All right, there's Cruise, Mach, Altstar, Nav. All right, guys, we hit cruise. We got an hour, 24 minutes to Denver. Time to chill out. Hey, if you guys haven't already, hit that like button. And if you really like what's going on, hit that subscribe button. Help us get to 1,000. I just broke 700, which I am absolutely grateful for you guys. I see that Parallel 42 dropped a little side program for the simulator called Go Fish. And it's actually really cool. Yeah, it's a bit gamey, but if you like fishing, it's a neat little add-on that you could take. You can hop into your amphibious plane, go to your favorite airport or favorite watering hole, and you can either fish off the pontoon of the airplane, or you can go ashore and fish off the shore. It's for Avatar mode in 2024. So the San Antonio scenery I bought 2020. I streamed it 2024, but it was a free update. There was a free update download for it. You know what? I might need it to update it. I'd have to check my any builds. When we get a shared cockpit, we're going to have to do some lake fishing in Alaska. Yes. Take off. So when I was up there was this mountain lake we actually flew to. It's in the sim. We could fly up there and fish for some grayling. Because it's an area. So the program is area specific for the regions. So, you know, Alaska, you're going to have the salmon, grayling, Arctic char. You know, I did put a little showcase together. I was in Okeechobee. That, you know, there was bass and other fish there. And it's all based on seasons, and you can pick different lines, not different reels or rods, just different lines. You can set up different lines and different baits. And you set it up to hard, it's actually like fishing. I mean, the fish aren't animated. It's kind of, you know, kind of gets mobile gamey, but I mean, it's within the limitations of a flight simulator. But they used so that they created a flight model profile for drag and based on the species of fish, on whether or not, you know, how much pull on the line and so on and so forth, and applied that to the program. So the fish are actually hitting the line and lure based on flight physics. I was telling Holden Oscar was the first freshwater fish that I had. That fish that never got along with any other fish I put in. But I've been playing around with it. It's me and your girlfriend call him Grouch, the grumpy fish. But yeah, so Parallel 42 is coming through in December. So we got Flow, which I'm absolutely happy about. So missed using Flow. And the 19th chase plane. Now we're going to get some cool camera views. And I'll be able to do flybys. And etc. Chase plane is a very cool program. Yeah, I saw this livery on Flight Sim because I was doing United either way, but I saw this one on FSTO with the faded, weathered look. I was like, oh, we're flying this one. course, if I was, strolling up to the gate, getting ready for my flight, I saw a plane that looked like this, I'd probably like, can I catch the next one? All right, the race is on. I'm doing 442 across the ground. Let's say that, yeah, it might be too high. I might have to come down 2,000 feet. Come on down. The water's fine. Ooh, 50 knot headwind. Yeah. So my FMC is saying the optimal, well, it's for my aircraft, but the optimal flight level is 340. Go up to 340. All right, thrust climb, open climb. Yeah, let's see what the winds are like up here at 340. We've got about a 20 knot headwind. Yeah, so 340, we got, look, about 24 knots, 24, 25 knots on the headwind. I'm in here. Let's just check everything out. Nautical mile radius. Landing runway 25 in Denver. So what's the runway heading? First course 82. I'm put 5 nautical mile ring around Denver off of runway 25 and our extended center line. What's the weather like in Denver? Check you out. All right, so Denver, we got some winds. 270 at 27, gusting 233. That should be spicy. Of course, we're coming in on 2.5, so we wouldn't have much of a crosswind. 10 miles visibility. No real weather other than it's windy, but Denver's always windy. Looks like a little bit of weather. Well, it's a frontal system, I think. Let's look on the map. Yeah, I don't see any weather. I think it's just a cloud layer. No weather other than some pretty wild winds coming into Denver. Let's head you're in a Boeing center line till I get to a direct fix to Ethel. Really? It's been a while since I built that stuff. It's really easy to build all that stuff in the MCDU in an Airbus. I used to be able to whip all that Boeing stuff together. It's been so long since I did it like that. I haven't even done it in the iFly Max. It's kind of just getting lazy. All right, still no ATC. That's fine. But not a lot of traffic in Denver. What is Denver's CTAF? 24.3. Get you in there just so we have it. That popped in here in the cockpit. We'll do some cockpit things. And I want my radio panel. Winwing. Winwing, if you ever watch my channel, I would gladly test out your panel for you. Your radio panel. CTAF is in for Denver. Right now I'm doing the long stroll for my barrow. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I can put my barrow in descent. All I gotta do is just type it in. Oh, I kid. I actually really do like the 7.3. I need a EFIS panel for the 7.3. I need to get the autopilot for the 7.3, and I need to get a FMC for the 7.3. But that's gonna wait because the next thing on my list is to finish out my my Airbus stuff. So the AB6 from Moza is my next purchase. First force feedback. Yeah, I knew you'd get a kick out of that. Yeah. Man, that's so horrible. Scrolling up through that, especially if the barrow is like in the 4,000 range. And I know Denver, you got to scroll all the way up there to the 5,000s. Yeah, I got a hold in over here trying to talk me into $550 truck or sim steering wheel. You guys do truck sim? Not trying, I succeeded. Nice. if I wasn't so invested in my flight sim, building out my flight sim stuff, I would definitely get a truck setup for ATS. Yeah, American Truck Sim is cool. Some of those guys have the full cab setups. Oh, I was watching some YouTube videos. That's wild. Yeah, ATS you can get away with. For ATS, I actually use my my Alpha yoke for the steering wheel. It works perfectly. And my rudder pedals, I don't have a clutch, so unfortunately I do automatic. But I got gas and brake with the rudder pedals and steering with the yoke. I'd like to get a shifter, but I just everything's flight sim here. I just can't set that up. Oh, I didn't know you can use that stuff. Yeah, it works perfectly. I mean, you got to dial in some sensitivity settings, but yeah. You got the wheel pedals and shifter? Nice. See? I wish I could get that stuff. But in order for me to build a truck sim, I'd have to actually probably put together another computer because there's just no way I could break this down. Yeah, that's another one. We could do a truck sim convoy, a flight sim. Bill said I'm going to be working on my office to make it easily modular. Yeah, I kind of want to get eventually. I kind of want to get away from the desk and get the chair set up, with all the module stuff where I have the monitor, chair. I could do, throttles, switch out throttles, maybe work into some kind of quick connect system. I can make it way more modular. Because I'd like to be able to actually eventually be able to do helicopter with a collective and be able to just switch out and turn my sim setup into a helicopter cockpit. But that's going to be down the road. But they have those sim chairs with all the you can put all the connectors on them. I think XP72 has one. I know Classic Jet Sim Pilot has one. I like his setup. I have the number. He gave me the number for the contact that he used. It's really customizable. Because with a computer desk, you run out of space. The whole says my plan is to have a dedicated chair for flight sim and truck sim, and then to the right I'll have a small desk that I can hold my keyboard, mouse, and regular gaming. Lip says Barrow's 555 took me a while, but I finally got there. I'm gonna wear out the roller in my mouse. I fly this much more. Yeah, you were working on that for a while. Gotta start dialing in your Barrow and the climb out so you could get ready for your top of descent. But the whole computer desk thing, it's too old school, and it's just not compatible with the style of stuff we do nowadays. So I'll probably take this, because I'm in an office in my house. So I'll probably take this desk, put it over in the corner over there, probably hook up just a regular old computer to it for, maybe just regular gaming. And then put the whole modular system back over here. Let's see how much my wife tolerates me building this stuff out. Yeah, you gotta at least get the autopilot panel. Imagine if we were doing a short trip from Colorado Springs to Denver. We'd be on the ground already. I know Colorado Springs is my alternate. Of course, if Denver was, I don't know why Simbrief dispatched me as my alternate. My dog's peeking in. Yeah, he saw me turn around, went back out to his bed in the living room. Who needs a wife when you got home to spend your money? See if I can get my dog in here. Co-pilot Spencer. Yeah, he gave me a bored look and walk away. All right. I don't spend, I just tempt with shiny things. Yeah, Limp, you're a Boeing guy. You got to get the FMC and the autopilot, especially if the NGs drop. These might, I don't know if you could see this. Well, no, I shut the camera off. My MCDU from Winwing I have on Velcro, so I can make it modular so that I can switch out. So I could pretty much switch out my setup a little bit for Boeing. So when I get the autopilot panel and stuff like that, so I'm flying Boeing, I just turn it out. The NG's coming. I definitely have to get at least the FMC. But everything's on hold until after Christmas. Because I have a granddaughter I have to spoil. I haven't told my wife that I'm going to take my longevity check next year, or my longevity bonus, and blow it all at flight sim stuff. Yeah, when I'm flying Boeing, I have my keyboard pushed all the way back. So when you see me having terrible spelling, it's because I'm using voice-activated chat. No, that's fine. That's cool. Why would you have a keyboard in front of you in a Boeing, right? You probably just... No, she's at work today. Because I'm law enforcement, I have weekdays off. She's a Monday through Friday person. And she doesn't watch my streams, so she says she's happy that I found a hobby with this live streaming stuff. But she said to watch my streams, she feels it's more entertaining to watch paint dry. I said, well, it's not for everybody. I mean, she thinks certain aspects look cool, like, you know, the visuals and so on, of which the clouds and terrain right now look amazing. Yeah, she thinks flight sim's cool. She just doesn't want to watch it. She doesn't understand how I can sit down and watch, like, say, V1 simulations for 3 hours. I said, but yeah, you'll sit down and watch, you know, the movie Gettysburg for 3 hours, right? I said, it's the same thing. So Lim says, you know how to tell how big Texas is we're still flying in Texas. Yes. Texas is huge. You tell Texas. So like I said, I used to fly in every year to San Antonio to go to that gaming conference or gaming convention. And flew American. It was, Philadelphia. So we used to fly into Dallas, and then we take a Dallas to San Antonio connection. And that was still almost an hour flight from Dallas bound to San Antonio. And then it was another hour flight from San Antonio hopping over to Houston to get a connection. It's a big state. Oh, someone got a go around over already at Denver. Winds must be really whipping. Yeah, there's some strong winds. So according to the MEDAR, it's gusting 33, but it's westerly, so it shouldn't be too bad. We'll see how a Sobo does, the real world stuff. We might get a Sobo, and I'll have a 27 knot crosswind. So I think you might be surprised. I also saw that the Pappies are working a little better. Is that one of the fixes for SU4? Because lately I've just been ignoring them. And I never understood it. The Pappy system in FS, even for 2020, was just off. It put you too high. So I noticed you come in on the glide slope, locked in ILS, flying an airliner, so you're solid. And you'll see 3 reds, sometimes 4 reds. I'm like, 4 reds with 50 feet across the numbers is not, is not right. So I don't know what kind of mechanics they did there. They did an update to flight dynamics. I saw they also did some updates to some of the default planes. The PC-24 got an update. The Twin Otter got an update. They just weren't that good. I mean, the PC-24, that was Carenado, and visually it looks great, but it's Carenado, so flight dynamics is just... Plus everything was broken. The biggest thing was I got 2024 was I was a fool in the fact that I pre-ordered the Aviator pack, the Aviators edition, which is was the most expensive version. That was not a smart move. Yeah, I got all the planes. They're all default planes, and they were mostly stuff that I just didn't fly. I think I was thinking more of a content creator, thinking that maybe if they were good, I would just, showcase some of the default planes. That didn't work out. I did stream the PC-24 when it first came out. Yeah, I should have got the basic, because then, or at least the next one up. Because then at least if you wanted a default plane for whatever reason, it's only a couple bucks to download it. But when I was buying 2024, I didn't understand the model. I still had 2020 mentality. So I bought the highest tier in 2020, and what they did in the marketplace was they offered discounts on everything too. I don't think it was the same thing. Didn't translate into 2024. Yeah, guys, if just a word, if you've not switched over to 2024 yet and you're thinking of buying it, if you don't fly default planes, don't waste your money on getting the bigger tiers. Just get the basic and you'll be golden. If all you fly is third party, because there's no difference other than hundreds of dollars for default planes. Yeah, because I think the Aviators pack, I paid $200 for that. For an entire hangar full of nearly broken planes. And there's some in that hangar I've never even touched. I mean, I looked at them when I first think, like I thought, you know, the Cessna 2, was it the 208? No. What's the twin Cessna Caravan? I thought that was a pretty cool prospect. That it was broken. I'm sure it got updates. I haven't been in it in a while. When I first looked at it was when the SIM dropped, and that was, you know, all broken. The Cessna Corvallis, I think it's called. That just didn't feel right flying that. So once third-party airplanes dropped, we were good to go. I can't wait, actually, in the GA aspect of things, I can't wait for A2A to drop their 2024 native Comanche. Absolutely love flying that plane. I think when the 2024 native drops, I think we'll do some VFR flying around England. I never flew around, you know, I never flew VFR, you know, GA or in England. We'll do a nice, we'll see what the Cliffs of Dover look like in the sim. I just checked. As of now, there are no conflicting landings into Denver. Nice. Yeah, everybody should be on the ground by the time we get there that are currently inbound, and then we're ahead of everybody else. That's perfect. Well, said after your Alaska stream, that made me want to fly in Alaska. It's pretty out there. The scenery in the sim in Alaska is amazing. Definitely get back there. I actually like flying in Alaska in the sim. Definitely when PMDG ever decides to drop their update for the DC-6, we're going to do some Everett's air cargo flying in Alaska in the DC-6. Take the DC-6 in on a gravel strip like they do in real life. Probably the reason why your sim wasn't working so well and you had to restart in San Antonio. If we had flew out when I wanted to, it didn't have any problems, probably would have all kinds of conflicts. See, that's a great way of looking at it. The 15-minute or so delay in taking off out of San Antonio has put us in the prime slot. It is definitely a glass half full look at it. Isn't it amazing? Yeah, because we would definitely be coming in in that mess right now. Got 777 flying over somewhere. He's at 41,000 feet though. You're in Texas and I'm in Oklahoma. Be in Oklahoma for long. I'm gonna be popping into Colorado very shortly. All right, 133 miles to our top of descent. So let's get inside and start doing some of that pilot shit. All right, so arrivals. We are arriving in on the Nix 4. So let's brief the arrival. Do I have the Lido charts up? It looks like a it's a Lido chart, I think. All right, so we're landing runway 25. So we have to be at... So landing runway 25 is Gillis at 14,000. So at Gillis, we got to be at 14,000. There's no ATC on, so we'll have to vector ourselves. We'll be mindful of any outbound traffic. We should be good on inbound traffic. honestly don't know what I'm looking at here. Not used to Lido charts. So expect runway assignment from center. Well, we're not. So landing west, select. I don't know. Let's see what the approach looks like. Can we change? Oh, there we go. Wow. All right, there was what I'm used to. All right, we're coming in on the ZG transition. So we're coming in here. We're going to be at NIX at or below or at or above 19. Hags is 15. And then we still have to be at 14 at Gills. And then from Gills, we actually pick up the ILS transition. So the same things apply. No ATC. Traffic should not be an issue. So let's look at approach charts. We're doing the ILS 25 approach. So we're going to be at Ethel at 10,000, and our approach our final approach fix is at 7,000 at Gasty. As we found out from LIMP, our decision altitude barrel reference is 5,555. So ILS 25, we got 115.55. We're an Airbus that should automatically tune in. 263 is our approach course, 7,000 our final approach fix. 5,555 is our decision altitude, and that is 200 feet above the ground. Airport elevation is... Why did it go to heading? Not put in my arrival information. Did it fix itself? Let's go direct. View. Nope. Let's review. Go. Fixed. Fixed. I don't know what happened there. I guess I must have not put the destination information in. Thought I did. We're all good now. 69 nautical miles to the top of the descent. Let's finish the brief. So, missed approach. Missed approach, climb to 10,000 on a heading of 263, and then outbound on the VOR R306 to Hygen. Intersection, distance 37 miles, FQF, and hold, or is directed by ATC. So if traffic permitting, what we'll do is if we have to go miss, we're going to do a large traffic pattern. We'll come back around and reattempt the landing at runway 25. All right, so briefing complete. Any questions? Good. Let's get the information in. Updated radar. So weather is 27. So winds are 270 at 26. Way to put the gust in. We got a temperature of 16. And a QNH of 2977. And our baro is 555. Oh, look at all that scrolling I have to do. Oh, there we go. All right, we're set up for our approach. Devers departing 34 left and 34 right. But we're still good to land 25. Let's see if I can get a real world. Really want to land 25. It's a nice easy taxi. Real world arriving. Okay, yeah, they're arriving 2526 and departing 343 right. So we'll have to be mindful of departing traffic and make sure we make our calls. I believe. Oh, no worries. Departing 343 right is 3435 is not a conflict with 25. We still give our radio calls out there. Yeah, 270 at 26, gusting 36, yes. But it's right down the pipe. The only thing is the nose gust might be a little, you'll have to be mindful of wind shear. So Lim says, yeah, well, I get the middle finger workout with my plane. If you could see me in real life, I'm using it right now. Yes. Yep, it was difficult to put that baro here in the 320. Because my MCDU is all the way over here, so I gotta kind of stretch to type that in. Yep. I love it. It'd be so bad if you had an EFIS panel and you can just gotta, just spin it up. I don't think Winwing made the EFIS panel yet for the Boeing. I think it's just the MCP. We kid here. Yes. That's the type of channel. See what Pilot Edge is doing. Yeah, Pilot Edge is doing the real world stuff. That's the thing. We would have gotten ATC if we did Pilot Edge. I just not going to pay $30 a month. Between you and Holden, EFIS trucking, driving, steering wheel, FMC, what else do I need to buy? MCP. They're actually doing the real world stuff. I was looking at their ATIS on Navigraph. So Pilot Edge is doing landing 2526 and departing 34 right, 34 left. I don't have enough West Coast to justify Pilot Edge. And I guess if they had to pay for controllers to manage the whole of the United States, it would be like $100 a month. So all right, so let's start on down. 14,000 is set. Manage descent. Yeah, that's a nice, just 25's got a nice taxi back to Bravo Terminal. You got to push a button to start descent? Yeah. What I do like about Boeing. Do like that about Boeing. Just as long as you're VNAV, you just start right on down. I guess Airbus wants to make you think that it, you know, for a second. Is this our top of descent? So, United 1892. When are they expected? So they got 38 minutes. Oh yeah, we're gonna beat them. Let's switch over to CTAF early. 24.3.
Denver, traffic United 1795, stabilize the left runway 25.
So for Delta, I'm having to use manual descend, or else the VNAV is kind of aggressive and goes past the max descent rate. I did notice that. So, like right now, it's got us doing 4,000 feet per minute. Try to catch up to things. So this is the stuff that they're kind of getting the complaints that they're getting with the VNAV. So yeah, I do manual descent as well with Delta. Yeah, definitely. This table is way too high. I gotta kind of reach up. There we go. It's down to 20.
Denver traffic United 1795 on final runway 25.
Kill the music. Get the flight recorder up. It's all ready to go. We're on speed. Yeah, so the VRAM leak, knock on wood, was that airport for me. Probably because I probably didn't update it. I'll have to check and see if there's an update for it. Speed error at Hager. Is there speed error at Hager? 268. Passing 18,000, so we'll get you up. $250. Oh well. We'll get her slowed down.
Denver traffic, United 1795, runway 25 vacated.
95. Where is 1795? Oh, he landed. Okay. Denver traffic, United 556, leaving Giles at 14,000, descending 10,000, direct Ethel for the ILS 25 approach. Any traffic in the area, please advise. We'll do direct Ethel. So you send down to speed brake. You're looking good. I'm going to pull the window 250. do medium brake, idle reverse. We have a 12,000-foot runway. We can actually do... Nah, let's try to get off as fast as we can. I want to look and see if we can vacate 25 at Bravo 7. It's going to be our first thing because we're certainly not going to make Bravo 3. Maybe if we were in a Cessna 172. So European CTAF, go figure. I just got a message that they wanted to let us know that they're all counting on us. What's your opinion on CTAF frequency? I personally don't like it. I don't care for it either. Because in areas like...
Southwest 383, approximate 30 miles southeast of the field, on the Nix Ford arrival, expecting runway 25, Denver.
If they do a proper radio call though on Unicom, you'll know what airport they're talking about. But I guess it could miss it. But what I feel is like in a congested area where the CTAFs are all different, JFK, Newark, LaGuardia, it could be a mess, and then no one knows what LaGuardia is doing, and you're coming in on JFK. You could have a traffic conflict, but I guess that's the only one with that. All right, so arm landings LS. Get you up. They've said I got a good fix for that. Just don't fly in the Northeast like me. All right. All right. Yeah, that would fix it. I avoid LaGuardia, JFK, and Newark as much as possible anyway. Landing at Philadelphia is a lot easier. So that's another thing too. So people aren't using it when they should be. And that causes problems as well. All right, passing 10,000. We should have held at 10,000. Oh no, that's right. I'm descending at 7,000. I've encountered that a lot, actually. People not using CTAF. Denver traffic, United 556, returning final at Ethel, Denver. But I also get where they're coming from, too. Plus, CTAF is generally the same as the tower frequency, so if tower was to suddenly come online, you wouldn't have to switch over. You'll already be there, especially if you're on approach. All right, arm the approach. Glide slope star, Loke star. Flight recorder running. We overshot that a little bit. All right, runway's in sight. Let's go down to green dot. Make the approach. I don't want to slow down. Let's go manage speed.
2,500.
Ride nav alive. First stage of flaps. Okay. Come on. Slow it up. Visual, we gotta get stable by 500. Denver traffic. United 556, 5 mile final, runway 25, Denver. Throw out the gear. Try to slow us up.
1,000.
Flaps 2. Come on. Flaps 3. Flaps full.
500.
Speed brake armed. 500 stable, clear to land.
300. 100 above. Minimum.
Continue my plane.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. Retard. 5.
Seriously? 438? Yeah, stopping on the runway.
Denver traffic, all you lovely people on CTAF, Southwest 7, 383, 10 miles final, runway 25, Denver.
Yeah, get out of your way. I didn't click off the auto brake. Stutter there. That's awesome. So resources usage is exceeding. All right, let's clean up the plane. Denver traffic, United 556 just vacated the active runway. Denver.
Denver traffic, Southwest 383, short final 25, Denver.
Breaker set. Let's check out Limps Landing. $10,000 away.
Denver traffic, United 2642, turning base, runway 25, Denver.
We're going to watch Limp land, and then we got to get back to the plane so we can get rolling. All right, there he is. Look at that, bang on center line. Held it off, looking good. Looking good. Parking brake released. To get rolling. Denver traffic, United 556, texting to Terminal Bravo, Denver.
Traffic.
Beautiful landing. Beautiful landing. Looked real good from here.
Denver traffic, Southwest 33, vacated runway 25, Denver.
Makeup go around.
Denver traffic United 2642, 6-mile final, runway 25, Denver.
We could stop the flight recorder.
Denver traffic United 726 Heavy, pushing back, gate Bravo 32.
Denver traffic United 556. Be advised we'll be using taxiway Bravo Golf Bravo South for our terminal arrival.
Denver traffic, Southwest 33, taxiing to Charlie Gates via Bravo Golf Charlie Sierra, Denver.
Actually could cut up Bravo 4. Yeah, I already made the announcement. So that heavy should actually cross Whiskey Bravo. And that shouldn't be a conflict. Big airport Denver is. Another nice landing with the company. Okay, 458. I smashed it in there. Kind of lost the I lost the flare mark. I don't think I kept it at 5 degrees. So it's probable. We'll see what Volanta says. That's the parallel 42. That's the flow landing rate. That was your first flaps 40 landing? You land flaps 30 all the time? 251. That looked better than 251. So this is the Excoders, Denver.
Denver traffic United 2642, vacated runway 25. We'll be taxiing to the ramp via Bravo 7, Bravo 4, Golf, Bravo Sierra, Denver.
Yeah, see, I should have done Bravo 4. Cut that corner. Always land flaps 30. See, now I always land flaps 40. Plus, I have to get used to the short travel here too. So I'm paying. I think that's affecting because my thoughts are not with the landing. So this has a little bit of a shorter travel than I'm used to with the Bravo, and it feels like I'm still like I don't have it into idle. So then I have to consciously kind of look over. So until I get a feel of everything with the new equipment, um, I'm, I'm going to keep using that as an excuse for for horrible landings. Burnt just a little too early. We'll actually go up this way. It's 7-2. Our 777 is kind of still pushing back.
Denver United 421-73 is turning the left down 1425, Denver.
Oh, this is Bravo Sierra anyway. It's fine. Perfect. So our gate is up past the middle part here. I guess it's, I don't know what that's a hotel or looks like a hotel.
Tower traffic United 726 Heavy, taxiing 34 left via Bravo Sierra Foxtrot Whiskey Alpha.
All right, here's our gate. Looks like I picked a heavy gate. Take a break. Welcome to Denver International Airport, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so let's see what Volanta said our landing was. All right, that's a little better. So Volanta is saying, pop that up, 295.96. So we did kind of smash it in there, but it's not as bad as 458. So obviously the landing rate monitor with flow needs some tweaking. But 295, 1.1, well within landing. A little firm, but not too bad. All right, so get rid of you. And we will disconnect from the sim or from the network. And get rid of you. All right, so let's check out that landing. Replay up. One lesson learned is I think we should have slowed down just a little earlier. That was a little rough. We almost had to go around, actually. Pause you, will run you forward. Yeah, we were firm. But dip the wing into the crosswind a little bit. We touched right main first. Liprock 2 says, I feel good about my landing. That headwind was so strong it felt like I was standing still when I was coming in for that landing. Yeah, I don't know. I was just, I think we were, I mean, at 500 feet, we were just stable. So I think my brain, and like I said, it really is, you know, I kid, but it really does kind of mess with you when you've got a couple hundred hours on one type of throttle and the way that feels compared to the short travel of this one. So, you know, climb to idle is only like an inch and a half, and it just, I still think I still have power. So it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. But I want to check that out just one more time from a different angle. Come on. Zoom replay. Yeah, because I think I dipped the wing just a little bit. We're pretty center line. So there was a slight crosswind. So I think I tried to, yeah, kind of just fell out of the sky there. Yeah, we just kind of fell out of the sky there. I don't understand that one. Still had the energy. It will be a mystery to me. But anyway, that's going to be it for the stream, guys. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I get a little hard on myself because I kind of want to try to improve it a little better with the Airbuses. But yep, I'm gonna wind it back here. All right, guys, I want to thank everyone for joining me with this flight, my inaugural stream test of my new Winwing Ursa Minor 32 metal with the pack add-on. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with that, and it's going to be good. I can't wait for Winwing to actually come up with a Boeing version. It's going to be sweet. But I thank everyone for joining me in the flight. Holden, the Brocketeer, thanks for chatting me up for the flight. It was great. Limp for flying along. And Holden, will catch you Thursday. And yeah. Till the next one. I'll see you guys Thursday, 8 p.m. All right, I'm out of here. This is Virtual Flight Diaries. My name is John. And see ya.